Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the window regulator on this 2003 GMC Envoy XL. And it's the same part and similar process on the regular GMC Envoy from 2002 to 2009. And we show you on the driver's side, but the passenger side is a similar procedure. And the items you'll need for this is a new window regulator from 1AAuto.com, flat blade screwdriver, 7 and 10 millimeter socket and ratchet, and a putty knife. Pry up the back of your switch panel with a flat blade screwdriver, and then pry up the front, and then pull the switch panel up and out, and just push the tab on these two harnesses on this end and disconnect them, and then use a flat blade screwdriver and pry up the tab on the remaining harnesses. Next, remove this 10 millimeter bolt in here and this 10 millimeter bolt right there, and we'll fast forward as Mike does this. Using a putty knife, just push this back in behind the door panel and slide it down until you find a clip, and then just pry out, and then you can reach your fingers back there and just pry out around the edge. And then just pry out on this small part of the panel up here, and then lift your door panel up and out of the windowsill, and it's free. Now you'll have to remove the speaker, so just remove these 3 7 millimeter bolts and just push the tab on this harness and disconnect it. There's 2 clips on the back of the speaker. Pry out right here and then down here. And now remove your water shield. And a razor blade helps because you can just cut this adhesive around here.
These are a cable style regulator. There's a cable that wraps through and all through these conduits. Usually what happens is that breaks, and then you can actually just kind of grab on your window and move it up or down. And you want to move it to a position where you can get off this 10 millimeter nut and then this one here in the front. And you do just need to loosen them up, you don't need to remove them.
Open up those clamps and then slide the window out of them and all the way up. Push the tab on this harness and disconnect it.
Loosen these 2 10 millimeter bolts and then remove 1, 2, and 3.
Now lift your regulator up so that it unhooks. And then just angle it down and out through here. On the left is the old window regulator, on the right is the new one from 1AAuto. You can see they're identical and they'll fit exactly the same. Swap those 2 10 millimeter bolts you used to hang the regulator over to your new window regulator. And we'll just fast forward as Mike does this. Take your new window regulator, feed it back into the door. clip those 2 bolts up into place. Once you have everything lined up, just replace the other bolts and tighten them up. Reconnect your harness. And then take your switch panel and reconnect the harnesses for the window switches. Put your car into accessory and just move the regulator down to where it was when you removed the other one. And now that you have access to both clamps, disconnect your switch panel and make sure you turn off your car. Loosen up the clamps on the regulator. And then slide your window down into place. Make sure it's lined up and all the way down into those clamps. And then tighten the clamps back up. And we'll continue to fast forward as Mike pushes those harnesses through the water shield and puts the water shield back into place. Line up your speaker and push it back into place. And then replace those 3 7mm screws and tighten them up. Reconnect your speaker harness. To replace your door panel, push the harnesses back through this hole. And then lift the door panel up and into the windowsill. Once you have it lined up, push it down into place. And then make sure the clips are lined up, and then just hit them back in around the sides of the door panel.
Okay, for these bolts, what you want to do is be able to hold them into the socket. So a little bit of glue or any kind of a piece of cloth. I just have a little electrical tape. Put it on the bolt head and stick it in the socket. That way your screw will stay in there. And then you can just put it right in and start it.
We'll just fast forward as Mike replaces and tightens up those 2 bolts. Reconnect the harnesses to your switch pack. Then line up your switch panel and push it back down into place.
We hope this video helps you out. Brought to you by oneaauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.